The difference between a 9 to 5 job and being a high ticket closer. Guys, we have a jobs and we have skills. Listen, job is always going to pay you what they think you are worth. Skills let you decide your own value. When you're working 9 to 5 job, you're making 2, 3, 4 grand a month. You are never going to be able to make more. Doesn't matter how hard you work. Doesn't matter how hard you push on the job, maybe a little raise, but what is that going to change? Inflation is to the moon always. Your money is losing the value. So you're not actually getting paid more. You're still stuck. You're still in the same position. Doesn't matter how hard you work. That's a 9 to 5 job. Now, I'm not saying 9 to 5 job, it's bad. It's amazing in one way, because if you have right perspective, 9 to 5 job, it's amazing if you can save up a little bit of money and put it on the side month after month. You put the money on the side and you actually allow yourself to have some capital to invest it into yourself. Because 9 to 5 is amazing if you look at it like a tool that you can use, that you can leverage to invest that money into yourself and become more valuable. But when the 9 to 5 is becoming the nightmare is when you're comfortable, when you're okay, when you feel like you don't have other choice. When is that your future, that's your destiny, and that's what you're going to do your whole life. You need to have a different perspective. 9 to 5 job, guys, as I said, it's not bad at all, but you're looking it wrong. Start looking your 9 to 5 job in the right way and you're going to actually notice that's a blessing in the position where you are. But that's a blessing only if you know what to do with income you have from it, which is actually investing into skills. Learn how to sell, learn how to market, learn how to code, learn how to copyright. You have a skill set. For example, I do high ticket closing. I said, what is the difference between a 9 to 5 job and being a high ticket closer? High ticket closing, it's a skill. It's similar, right? You still need to take calls. You need to still take 2, 3, 4, 5 hours per day to actually speak to people. But you're paid based on performance. You're paid based on the value and how good you are in what are you doing. Because basically, guys, sometimes as a high ticket closer, you're going to have 1 call per day. Okay, let's say you have 1 call. Sometimes you have 2, 3, 5. Let's say today you have only 1. Call, it's around 45 minutes. And you're selling 3K package. If you sell that package, you're good in what you do. You're a good closer. You sell it in 45 minutes. You get 10%. That's $300 for you in 45 minutes. How much you need to work to make that kind of money in your job right now? 8 hours, 10 hours, 2 days, 3 days. That's the difference between a skill and 9 to 5 job. Because when you master a skill that is valuable to the marketplace, people are going to reward you. People are going to pay you well. So in 45 minutes, you made $300. Tomorrow, maybe you have 5 calls. Maybe you're going to close 2 deals tomorrow. Maybe you're not going to close any deals today. But you are going to always get paid more than your 9 to 5 job because you are determining your income. How good you are is what is going to actually control your income. How good you are in sales, how good you are in communication, how good you are in actually connecting with potential client, how good you are in pitching, the product, how good you are in understanding your client needs. That's why I say 9 to 5 are for the people that are not willing to take responsibility for their life. Because if you want to get paid more, you need to work on yourself and you need to become better version of you. That's why I always said, I work with people one-on-one. I help people one-on-one 9 to 5ers to transition into high ticket sales and make 5, 10, 15 grand a month. I refuse so many people because I see they're just not for that. They're still in that broke 9 to 5 mindset, thinking that everything should be on their plate and everything is going to be so easy. Ha ha ha, he, he. No. That's why we are paid more, because we are valuable, because we work on ourselves, because we are always brushing our skill set, because that's our lifestyle. That's what we do. You're not going to become valuable by wanting to become valuable. You're going to become valuable by doing extra work. That's called entrepreneurship. That's called, learning how to sell, learning how to close. You need to learn that. You need to do something. You need to take action. You need to become better in it. And as you become better, you're going to get paid more. And in the end, you're going to realize it's all worth it. It's all worth it. So my advice for you guys, if you're making currently 2, 3, 4 grand a month, use that money, put it on the side, invest in yourself, in your skill set. And then when you learn that skill set, offer it to the marketplace and you're going to be on 5, 10, 15, 20 grand a month. Like this. But there is a progress. There is work that needs to be done. That's why with my clients, I have weekly inputs. I give them every single week. They know exactly what they need to do. So there is no confusion. These coaching programs where people, I give you 2 calls per week, group and a few videos. I don't do that with my clients. If I see that you are serious, I'm giving you weekly inputs every single week. What do you need to do? So we actually move that needle forward and we get to your goals in that period of time that we decide it's going to be needed. And people get those results. Why? Because they do their 50%, I do my 50%, and there is no confusion. So, guys, learn skills, find someone that already did what do you want to do, what is making sense in your brain. Okay, for example, if you want to learn high ticket sales, reach out to me. I'm going to be straightforward with you. Let's see your situation. Let's see who you are. I'm not going to sell you anything. I just want to see who you are and are you actually serious. If we are not good fit for each other, I'm going to give you the best advice possible for free. Okay? Learn skills, find someone that is doing what you want to do, and just go all in. Go all in with your 9-to-5 job, okay? You can do it part-time. You go, you work, you put still money on the side, you're having the capital, you invest in yourself, you're still working 9-to-5, but when you come home, you're not scrolling TikTok, you're not doing bullshit, you're not going drinking, you're not going partying, you're not waiting for Friday to get drunk, you're actually learning skill, you're actually becoming more valuable. And then when time comes, you're going to be able to replace your job and become fully free. That's the difference between a 9-to-5 and skill. Skill lets you decide your own value. Skills let you decide how much you want to get paid because how good you are. But 9-to-5 is always going to keep you stuck. If you decide to always be there, you're never going to be able to make more. You're always going to be paid wage. It doesn't matter how hard you work, and inflation is going to eat all your money. So saving money doesn't make sense because you just need to make more. You need to make more. I love you all, my guys. Let's go.